Now, there aren't very many places around the Metroplex that are better than Mansfield, Texas, especially if you're moving here with your family. You know, if you're looking for a quiet suburb with all the shops, multiple parks, you get the good schools, and we're even going to walk you through some of the most popular neighborhoods. And by the end of this video, guys, you'll have a much better understanding of what Mansfield has to offer and why so many people and our clients choose to call Mansfield home. So let's get into it. So let's start with the area, right? Now, most people in the Metroplex don't really know much about Mansfield. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody knows about Frisco and Plano, but the only people who really know about Mansfield in this suburb are gonna be the ones that live over in Arlington, Midlothian, and Grand Prairie. And if you were to ask some of these people to describe Mansfield in just a few words, they'd probably use words like safe, affluent, established, nice homes, and the best schools. You see, Mansfield is located in the south part of Arlington, right? And if you know anything about Arlington, that's where the Cowboys and the Rangers play. It's about 25 minutes from the entertainment district over there in Arlington, right? We're about 25 minutes from downtown Fort Worth and about 30 minutes from, you know, the DFW International Airport. It'll take you about 40 minutes to get to downtown Dallas. And you also have a nice lake right in your backyard, but we'll touch on that in another video. So when it comes to highway access, you'll have Highway 285, which leads you straight to Fort Worth, right? It'll also give you access to the east side of Arlington. You know, you'll have Highway 360, which this is half toll road, half free road, right? The southern part over here by Mansfield is going to be a toll, but once you get a little bit north towards I-20, it then turns into a free road all the way to the airport. And then lastly, you'll have access to I-20, which that gives you access to most of the southern parts of the Metroplex. And then that's the main interstate leading all the way to Florida, I believe. So down here in Mansfield, you're still within a few minutes reach to mostly everything that you would need. And like I said, this is why so many people reach out to us, guys. We understand the areas. And if you're thinking about moving here for work and you need to make sure you're within a certain mile radius for your commute, then give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. All of our contact info is down in the description below and pinned to the top of the chat. So when we're talking about commuting for work, especially if you're stationed over in Fort Worth, Mansfield gives you a nice access point to your job while still having that true suburban lifestyle. People that live down here, 9 times out of 10 spend more time in Fort Worth than they do in downtown Dallas, right? Fort Worth has a much more relaxed type of vibe to it, but you still have access to all the events when, you know, that social bug comes to bite. And I don't care how introverted you are, eventually you're gonna wanna get out and do a little something. You know, I take my family down to downtown Fort Worth all the time, and we usually go over to Sundance Square. It's this trendy little area right in the middle of downtown. There's a few good restaurants in that area. My wife and I's favorite little jazz bar is located over there too. You know, it's this little speakeasy type of vibe. The entrance is down this little like back alley, which really makes you feel like you're in New York. You take the elevator down and end up in this romantic little jazz club. They serve craft drinks. They have the dim mood lighting. It's definitely a place to catch a vibe with your wife and keep those sparks flying. As a parent, we all want what's best for our kids, and based on niche.com's reporting, you'll be in good hands in this ISD. So as your realtor, I'm handicapped on what I can and can't say, but if your kid's report card came back like this one every parent-teacher conference, I'm sure you'd be pretty happy. As you can see, there's a lot of green on this report card, with the lowest grade being a B. Now, another cool thing is the ISD is ranked as the number 12th most diverse school district in the entire state of Texas. And I don't know about you, but last time I checked, Texas is quite a large state. You know, Mansfield excels in the type of education they're bringing to the table on an annual basis. So Mansfield has 24 elementary schools, 7 intermediate, 7 middle schools. They have 2 standalone STEM academies and 5 high schools. Not to mention they also have a career and tech academy as well. So from my time in Mansfield ISD, my kids were definitely challenged, and hell, I was challenged as well, trying to help them with their homework. One thing I want to talk about is when COVID hit, they were really quick to switch gears and move everything to online classes. You know, my kids really didn't miss a beat. If you add in the school district still prepared lunches that we could go and pick up on a weekly basis, I'd say they went above and beyond during that situation. So building on top of that, this school district is also ranked number 48 in Texas overall. Now, for those of you who are like me and, you know, sports is a way of life, Mansfield is rated as the 25th best ISD for athletes. I mean, take a look at this stadium, guys. Listen, I played in JUCO, and this stadium trumps what we had, right? It sits over 11,000 people on game night. There's a 10-story press box, state-of-the-art jumbotrons, and the field itself is equipped with Prestige Evolution turf.
Prestige, worldwide, wide.
Now look, we play some hella football down in Mississippi where I'm from, but this is just on a whole other level. So I'm super excited to announce we just released our Reload Ready bundle. This is a bundle that gives you our knowledge of the Metroplex, the best areas, best food spots, best schools, and overall what to expect. And lastly, we're gonna give you access to our preferred property list. This is when builders have inventory that they need to move. They call and give us first dibs. These are gonna be those discounted properties you won't find on Realtor or Zillow.com. So if you want exclusive access, click the link below, become a part of our inner circle where we say less and pay less. Now, back to the video you were watching. Now, if you're looking for some areas to hit the playgrounds, take a quick walk, shoot some hoops, or just have a family reunion, the parks in Mansfield are a perfect match. You know, you got quite a few areas to choose from, so I'll just go over a few so you can get a good idea. So let's start with Catherine Rose Park, which is probably the most used one I've seen over in this area, right? The park is about 33 acres. You know, me and my family come out here all the time. We shoot hoops, the kids play on the play sets. My boys tend to get into fights with each other. You know, boys will be boys. I swear, guys, my two oldest are like joined at the hip. So much so that they'll annoy the hell out of each other. They'll literally fight and then come back a couple hours later and sit side by side on our 10-foot long sectional. You know, they go to the pantry at the same time, they want to take their showers at the same time, and just end up arguing about the dumbest thing. Am I the only one that's dealing with this? But anyway, the parks have covered pavilions and really large oak trees so you can escape the beaming sun, which as a new Texan, you're gonna find out about this heat. You know, another really cool part about the park is the fishing ponds. They have a nice little area where you can cast off, enjoy some time by the water. You know, I'm a Mississippi boy at heart, so I'm used to living off the land. You know, I've done some farming as a child, building fences, and of course, a ton of fishing. You know, my pop used me as slave labor back in the day to cut the grass at our house. And look, I know what you're thinking. That's a young man's job, right? And I definitely agree. But we're not talking about a normal size yard here. We live on 125 acres in Mississippi, and I used to cut the grass with a push mower. So not quite the same thing. Now, there's also some sportsplexes where they have organized leagues for baseball, softball, and soccer tournaments. You know, this one right here is called Big League Dreams. This is a multi-million-dollar stadium, guys, that they really spent a lot of money into. They wanted to have the community involved. Come out here, enjoy some baseball for your kids, all types of different tournaments. Like I said, it's one of a kind down here in Mansfield. And for people who are really into sports and baseball, this is one of the reasons so many people move down here. And while I'm talking about fun in the sun, they also have Hawaiian Falls, which is this nice size water park, guys. Listen, it gets hot here in Texas, especially down here in Mansfield, where it's relatively flat all over the place, right? So having a nice spot to escape the heat is always a plus. You know, they have season passes in here that you can purchase, and you know, you can really go and enjoy yourself all season. There's also an indoor skating rink over at the Dallas Star Center. They have summer camps for hockey over in there, public skating days, and adult hockey leagues as well. So if you're relocating from up north and just looking for a nice place to spend some time on the ice, then you definitely have access with this facility. There's also a basketball gym called Fieldhouse USA with 100,000 square feet of courts for basketball and volleyball. You know, this is where your summer leagues will play, your AAU basketball leagues will play. So if you're into sports, these will be some of the gyms and facilities that you frequent with your kids. So just living down here as long as I have, Mansfield really has this suburban feel to it, right? Even more so than a lot of other popular areas such as Frisco. You know, Frisco is definitely suburban, but there's still quite a bit of hustle and bustle going on the day-to-day. You know, here in Mansfield, there's truly just this relaxed type of vibe. You know, I wouldn't call it retirement vibes, but it's definitely more chill. It's a close-knit community, but still large enough so when you want to feel introverted and don't want to be bothered, you can definitely retreat and take a break from the world. You know, for me, when we lived down here through COVID, we didn't really feel a lot of the chaos that was going on in other areas, right? You know, people were calm. There wasn't a ton of panic going on. Now, we were definitely concerned with everything that was going on, but we had this sense of calm being in this area because there's a real sense of community. You know, people volunteer here for different charities, at the school fundraisers. The golf courses are pretty big here as well. And like I said before, the city is tucked just far away that it's almost like living in a rural area, but you still have great access to anything you want in terms of the major cities. Now, just driving down some of these streets, man, you can really feel what I mean when I say it's a family-oriented community. And we'll say a Leave It to Beaver type of environment but with modern vibe. You get these wide streets, you get the sidewalks throughout the neighborhoods, gorgeous landscaping, and the pride of ownership really shows in these established neighborhoods. As I've been filming, I stopped and talked to, a few neighbors, and they had nothing but good things to say about living here. They've been in the neighborhood for multiple years. They said it was one of the best decisions they've made moving to the area, right? And quite frankly, they said if they had to do it again, they wouldn't change a thing. So now I want to take you to a few new construction options that are currently available here in Mansfield. Now there's way more neighborhoods I can show you, and that's why you guys want to reach out to us, because we understand the neighborhoods. We have the relationships with the builders to get that hidden inventory that you won't find on realtorzillow.com. So if you're thinking about making a move, feel free to reach out. All of our contact info is down in the description below and pinned to the top of the chat. So now I want to take you around the neighborhood a little bit, show you a couple of properties that are new construction, right? Let you kind of see what your money can get you. So as we pull up on this first property right here, this one is going to be more of the traditional vibe, right? You have those cottage style peaks with the nice roof line. You have the traditional red brick with the dark oak shutters that case the windows. This one is going to be a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, just over 3,000 square feet, and it's listed for $544,000. You get the luxury laminate flooring throughout the bottom level. You have the gas fireplace with the gray tiles. There's a beautiful mahogany mantle and open railing leading you up the stairs, right? The kitchen has the dark, soft closed cabinets, stainless steel appliance packages, white quartz countertops with the 6-burner gas cooktop. The master bedroom is massive with the big bay window, upgraded carpet that leads you right into the master bedroom. You get the separate tub and shower in this one, dual vanities with a makeup counter and another massive closet. Upstairs, we have 3 additional bedrooms, game room, and a couple of guest rooms as well. So this is a beautiful property, but now let's go and check out this other one. Now, this property right here was completed like a week ago. This is going to be a great option for a family looking to touch down here in Texas, right? This is going to be a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, just under 2,800 square feet of interior space. They have the gray bricks with the whitewash mortar, dark trim with the matching roof, and the property sits on a 60-foot lot. Inside, you get the laminate floors, 6-inch baseboards, bright white paint, and tall ceilings to really make that space feel wide and open. So over in the kitchen, they've installed the gray shaker cabinets, white quartz countertops, and the subway tile backsplash to match. The primary bedroom comes equipped with carpet, tall ceilings, and plenty of windows. Your primary bath has an extra large shower, dual vanities, and a closet the size of a small city. Upstairs, you get a game room, 2 additional bedrooms that each share another bathroom. So that should really just give you guys a sneak peek of what's available down here in this suburb if you decide to call Mansfield. Mansfield, you have 3 main areas for food, but we're going to focus on 2, right? And the good thing is they're not that far away from each other. So down on Main Street, where some of the older food spots are, you have Main Street Tacos. They have Del Toro, which is this great little barbecue spot, and they also serve craft beer. It's definitely a local's favorite, right? You also have Meehan's Chop House, which is going to be a white tablecloth steakhouse. Now, let me tell you, their sides are the type of food that just melts in your mouth, right? From the triple cheddar mac and cheese to the smothered Brussels sprouts, it's a must try once you get settled down in Mansfield. Now, one of my other favorite spots is going to be Twisted Root Burger, which is definitely a town favorite, right? They have grass-fed specialty burgers, milkshakes, fried pickles, monster margaritas, and the list just goes on and on. So after you get settled in, you're going to want to go to downtown Mansfield and try these for yourself. So now we're over here at Starbucks, which I know everybody needs their fix, right? There's shopping stores over here as well, like TJ Maxx. There's a Belk over here in this area. They have an At Home, which is this really cool home goods store. They sell furniture there, home decor, all other types of home goods as well. And while we're over here, they also have an impressive medical center in this area as well. Mansfield Medical is top-notch and serves a lot of the surrounding areas for medical. So it's not like you have to drive to a whole nother suburb to get that top-notch care. Now, before we move on, I want to show you arguably the best freaking grocery store in the entire state of Texas. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that H-E-B makes cameos all the time. If you're not from Texas, you've probably never heard of this store, but if you plan on living in Dallas-Fort Worth, you're going to want to pay attention. If you ask anyone around DFW, they'll tell you how much Texans love H-E-B. This stands for Here Everything is Better, and it's definitely a true statement. Just think of this as the Chick-fil-A of grocery stores. Everything you could want is up in here. They have a fantastic deli section with house butcher butchered meats. They make their own ready-made meals, farm to table. I mean, guys, I could literally go on and on for days. It's just gonna be something you're gonna have to trust me on. When you touch down in Texas, don't take 6 months to visit this grocery store. You'll definitely be playing yourself. Now, in regards to the job opportunities in the city of Mansfield, it's going to be relatively limited in that vicinity, right? Most people who live in Mansfield either work for themselves or travel to the bigger cities to go to work, something like Fort Worth, Dallas, some of these other areas. Mansfield is going to have, smaller businesses with entry-level positions. If you're in the medical field, then Mansfield has a great hospital and medical jobs available there, and they're always hiring, I feel like there's like a shortage for nurses or something going on. You'll have your typical jobs like Walmart, Target. You can get a gig at the country club. They have server positions at some of the restaurants. But if you're looking for like Fortune 500 style workplaces, then you're going to be commuting for that, right? I believe one of the largest employers in Mansfield that's headquartered down there is going to be Moisture Electronics, right? Now, Moisture is a worldwide distributor of those, those semiconductors that we were short on during the pandemic. They do stuff around all those electronic components. This is going to be a real behemoth in the electronic space, and they employ around 2,000 people in Mansfield alone. Now, across their entire workforce, I think they employ like 3,000 people. So that should tell you the type of investment they've made building their headquarters in Mansfield. Now, I want to take you into one of the most desirable neighborhoods in Mansfield, and that is going to be M3 Ranch. Now, see, if you're looking for that quintessential affluence, then you can't go wrong with this community. As soon as you come into the neighborhood, you're greeted with this nice duck pond with the M3 iron logo that features a nice little waterfall. You have plenty of amenities, different options, and all sorts of things, but let's not talk about it here. Let me get you out there to the community. Now, the builders in this community are going to be John Houston Homes, which is really a top Texas staple, right? These guys know how to build a house, and they ain't shy about letting you know they're one of the best. They build fully customizable homes with every finish your heart desires. Just make sure you're ready to pop your pocketbook because the price matches the quality. Now, next up, we have Perry Homes, which Perry is definitely one of my favorite builders, right? Every experience I've had with Perry Homes has been top notch. They're one of the few builders who really put their money where their mouth is in terms of satisfying their customer base. They really believe in word of mouth marketing, and it shows in their professionalism and the level of product that they build here in the Texas markets. Now, rounding it out, we have Highland Homes as well, which is, if you watched any of my videos previously, you know I stand by Highland, as my current house is a Highland home, right? We have the 30-foot ceilings, modern fixtures, modern architecture, and our home is really energy efficient. So in this neighborhood, the builders have multiple size projects they can build on different sizes, right? And those sizes are going to range from 50-foot lots all the way to 80-footers. Look, M3 is the opposite of all things cookie cutter, right? These plans can be modified to fit your specific needs, and you can spend however much you want to in upgrades. The options are definitely endless, so don't be scared to dream up your next home. So as you can see, this community has a load of amenities. You have nice little duck ponds, and you have the nice water features. They have crazy amenities as far as swimming pools and all the type of courts you could want as well. If you're looking for a community that is going to have everything that you want while still being in the suburban lifestyle, this is definitely one you should try.